Welding is brutal work. Moving from the tools into a quality control role as an inspector is a massive career leap. That transition costs roughly $2,000 in exam fees and preparation courses, plus 12 weeks of your evening sacrificed to studying. You can put in that effort, pass the test, and still face a nightmare. Discovering the specific EPC contractor or pipeline outfit you want to work for doesn't recognize your new credential. Choosing your certification is a strategic move. It requires a decision based on industry data rather than shop floor rumors. This matrix compares the two dominant global certifications. On the left, the American CWI. On the right, the UK-based CSWIP 3.1. Candidates argue over which is harder, but both demand nearly the exact same investment. Each governs a specific geographic territory and code set. The job market you are targeting dictates the exam you take. The AWS CWI is a 6-hour, 3-part exam. Part A tests your general welding fundamentals. Part B requires physical measurement with fillet weld gauges and calipers on plastic replicas. Part C is an open book test based on navigating a massive code document, such as ASME Section 9. Warning tone. Because the exam is open book, candidates often underestimate the time pressure. If you have to stop and read the text to find a clause, the clock will run out before you finish. Passing Part C requires muscle memory for where specific tables and exemptions live. You are being tested on data retrieval speed as much as technical knowledge. The CWI favors the inspector who can accurately navigate the codebook under stress. The CSWIP 3.1 also uses a 3-part structure, but its emphasis is different. The general and fundamentals papers cover material science, safety, and non-destructive testing awareness. The practical module is where most candidates struggle. You are handed real welded macro sections. You must identify defects and record precise measurements exactly as you would on a real job site. If your experience is limited to textbooks, these physical test pieces will expose you. Identifying a lack of fusion on a real sample is more difficult than spotting it in a diagram. CSWIP 3.1 is designed to verify physical, real-world inspection competence. Both governing bodies require years of documented trade experience before they issue the full inspector title. You might pass the exam today, but your resume lacks the years of paperwork required to hold the certification. Newcomers can enter the field through associate titles, the CAWI on the American path and CSWIP 3.0 on the UK path. You take the exact same exams as a senior inspector. You simply hold the associate title until your work history meets the full requirements. A short resume delays the final title, but it doesn't prevent you from starting the certification journey today. Choosing between them requires a 5-year career projection, beginning with one question: where do you want to be working? If you are targeting structural steel, refinery work, or pipelines in the USA, Canada, or the Middle East, then AWS CWI is the standard. These projects run on American codes like API 1104 and ASME. If you follow the second branch toward the UK, Europe, or offshore EPC contracts, CSWIP 3.1 is the dominant credential. Offshore structures in the North Sea and the Gulf rely on ISO and EN standards. Geography and industry standards dictate which certification you should sit for first. Inspectors managing quality control on multi-region gigaprojects often adopt a different strategy. At the lead quality engineer level, senior inspectors often hold both certifications simultaneously. Although formal cross-credits no longer exist, the destructive testing principles and joint geometries are the same in both schemes. This overlap makes the second exam faster to prepare for. Dual certification requires double the fees, but it provides unrestricted global mobility and access to the industry's highest day rates.